women holding hands, women holding
Stonks.
hands.
I love you,
women
man.
holding
I really do.
hands, Women
But I need you to shut the f up right now, please. Thank you. Okay, we only have like an hour because I got some fun stuff planned today, well in advance, and I have so much to talk about at this point. So it's like kind of wild. But number one, I hope you guys are good. I missed you. I missed you guys a bunch. I almost streamed from my hotel room a couple times because I got bored. But I only really got bored on Sunday. I gave myself an extra day just to, you know, recover. Because I expected that I was probably not going to be feeling that great. Which was true, but not for the reasons I thought. But mostly just because I was tired. So getting a nice relaxed day before traveling all the way back home was nice. Had fun at hotel. Okay, Richard, that you gotta be careful with your phrasing, my guy. You didn't even come to my hotel. You just picked me up one time. My guy. Yo, this dude Retro owns multiple F-150 Raptors. Literally $100,000 trucks. And I was like, yo, I wanna get a ride in one, bro. I wanna see. And this dude rents a Honda Accord to pick me up. I swear to God, he almost got fired on the spot. I almost fired him on the spot. You know what I had to do to get in Retro's car? This is me getting in Retro's car.
Nice maroon shirt Strimmer. It looks very chic.
See it all the way back.
Is that how you spell it?
all the way back.
Welcome back. Please continue to give us the greatest strims. Also, Snorlax dumper 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 Snorlax.
And then I sat like that the whole ride. I slept like 2 hours Sunday night, and then I did the whole trip. I know I'm jumping around. I gotta tell you guys like the whole story.
Do you have a goodie?
But when I was on the flight back, I can't sleep on planes. I'm just not comfortable, and I also had to focus on not having to pee because I like dehydrated myself before the flight, so I didn't have to pee. And I was falling asleep on the flight, and I was like doing the dolphin thing where like one eye keeps falling asleep for a second. I was like, dude, it was awful. It was real bad. It was so bad. So I'm not gonna lie, I kind of balled out. It hurts now because I'm not sure if it was actually worth it. I actually don't think it was. But I actually flew first class because I wanted like the extra space because the last time I flew, I was not having a good time. And it was so expensive. But I was like, ah, dude, I don't do this very often, right? So I don't honestly think it was worth it. But hey, you know what? You do what you gotta do sometimes. And so I got there. I got to my hotel. It took like an hour and a half drive because of LA traffic. It's ass. And I realized very quickly, like the second I touched down, that one thing is not like the other. And so I took my jacket off because it was kind of warm. So I'm standing there waiting for my Uber. And I just like happened to glance at like there's like 50 people around me, right? Like you know, like the classic scene of like the guy at the sidewalk in New York. He just like looks left and right and there's just like tons of people. It was like kind of like that, but at the sidewalk of getting picked up for Ubers at LA. And every single person that was next to me was all dressed head to toe in either sweatshirts, jackets, pants, boots, all this stuff. I was in shorts and a t-shirt. I was like, dude, this is beautiful weather. Why, you guys cold? And so I got in my Uber. My guy has a sweater. Okay, he was actually kind of like really well dressed. He had like a sweater, pants, really nice shoes. He had a scarf. And he has the heat on full blast. And I was like, yo, bro, you're gonna kill me back here. You're gonna kill me back here, man. Oh, no. So I get to the hotel. I check in. Hotel room was pretty nice. It was haunted, though. I don't know if you guys saw my tweet. My hotel room was haunted. Let me show you what I meant. This is a classic Flats vertical phone format video. As you can see, it looks kind of dark. That will change, and you will see my hand. This is good. Yep, real good sign. Yep, things are definitely, yep. This is like the third hotel I've stayed in that's like this. Travel. Every time. You think that's the end of it, right? Nope. Let's get, well, part two. So, part two is I have the other lights on in the room now. Like, these lights were off. Like, I had them off. Oh, hell no. Nope, it's getting worse. Oh, hell no, what the? Oh, man. So, did you notice the second one there, by the way, chat? Did you notice? it's not the same lights. Take a notice of this. I don't think people noticed this when I posted the video. The first one that flashes, it's both. The second one, when it flashes, is just the one over here. I don't think people understood what was happening. Like, they were like, oh, the lights are flickering. Ooh. I was like, guys, it's not even one light. It's multiple lights flickering back and forth. And then this one flickers again. And then they both flicker again. And then they both flicker one more time.
They say the lamp meme and welcome one of their people.
No, and then it just turns on, I think. I actually don't think it turned off. Wait a minute, hold on. Hell no, what the? Yeah, look at the end, it just doesn't turn off. Hell no, what the? My shit was haunted, but what they didn't understand, though, is I wasn't trapped in the room with them. They were trapped in the room with me. I was annoyed because of the long trip. I was tired as I was kind of hungry. But I also have a CPAP. Basically, I have sleep apnea, and this like machine like helps you breathe at night so you don't stop breathing. And so, I was talking to Retro about it, and I was like, what happens? Like, how does a ghost get you? It typically chokes you to death, right? I got a machine that helps me breathe. What's it gonna start choking me? The thing's gonna go, just put it to like tire pressure, 150 PSI, just go, what are you gonna do then, bro? Like, what the f***'s gonna happen? Like, what's it gonna be scared of, huh? The ghost's gonna unplug the machine? Yeah, there's multiple steps you gotta do at that point, bro. Like, good luck, dude. The day of the event, right? The actual juice. I had a super early red carpet time. My red carpet time was 3 o'clock. You had specific red carpet times? Yes, Cutie went all out. Like, when people like think like there was nothing about that event that was scuffed. Like, she had everything down to a T. Like, we had times on when to show up. You were allowed to pick, and to be fair, I didn't pick till late, because you also got to pick your seats, or most people got to pick their seats, and basically, I saw she was having trouble with seating, and I messaged her. I was like, yeah, I like know nobody at this event, so if moving my seat is helpful to you, go for it. Which did happen. She ended up moving me, so I'm glad I can make it easier. But before that, though, in the morning, me, Salty, and Retro went and got breakfast. I was like, okay, I don't know LA, so let's ask Salty where we want to go. And so Salty recommends, oh god, what was it called? Retro, are you here? Do you remember what it was called, buddy? It was like literally like Cafe Eats or something. I'm not even with you. It was literally like Eat Food Cafe. Oh, okay, it was literally called Eat This Cafe. I'm not even joking. It was literally called Eat This. That's what it was called. So we go to Eat This Cafe. Salty and Retro tell me that they're gonna call ahead and like schedule, like, you know, like make a reservation. I was like, okay. So what time? And they're like, I forget what time. It was like, let's say it was like 11 or 12 or something like that, right? And so I showed up like 10 minutes early. And I'm gonna be fair, dude, I had gotten really unlucky with my last 3 Ubers. So I balled out and got an Uber Black just to see what it was like. And I got a black Escalade because it was LA and that's just all they have. And so I hopped out of this black Escalade in front of this place, right? And like every single person that's sitting at this place, like it was like there was outside seating, inside seating, all like turns and looks because it's LA, and they're like, is that a celebrity? And my dumbass jumps out. I'm like, well, I'll wait for them for a minute. It's raining. So I walk off to the side for a sec, and I message him, and I go, what name is it under? Because I don't know Salty's actual name, like his first name. I wait about like 3 or 4 minutes for an answer in the rain, and they get a message back and go, oh, we didn't actually make a reservation. Can you just go up and ask? I'm like, yeah, sure, yeah, no problem. And so I go up, and they're like, oh, it's going to be a 30 to 45 minute wait. I'm like, what? And they're like, it's going to be a 30 to 45 minute wait. I'm like, okay, that sounds good. So my dumbass, who, remember, just showed up, now just goes and finds a random umbrella outside and just stands there for the next like 30 minutes or the next like 20 minutes until they show up, or 15 minutes until they finally show up. I'll tell you though, it luckily didn't, it stopped raining as bad. But I will tell you, I looked like an absolute buffoon But I will say the food was fire. The food was fire. We all pretty much got the same thing. The only change is I didn't get onions in mine. So you can see like kind of most of what it was. But yeah, it was fire. The only thing I was kind of upset about was they had this drink. It was like Diet Coke, champagne, and like gummies, like gummy bears. For those who don't know, when I first met Emong, we went and got like food, and he ordered this jelly bean drink, and I always give him for this jelly bean drink. I was gonna order a gummy bear drink and send him a photo of the gummy bear drink, but they were out of gummy bears. So I got the gummy bear champagne drink, but there was no gummy bear, so it was just Diet Coke and champagne. It was ass. The food was fire, but the drink sucked. It was awful. The drink was disgusting, but the food, amazing. 10 out of 10. Was so good. I honestly, we should have went back the next day. Yeah, the drink though could have been better. I finished it, but I probably shouldn't have. The night I got in, like Friday, I had a place called Castell's. It was like a hamburger place or a burger place. That place was kind of fire. Not gonna lie. That place was pretty fire. Okay, I took one photo. Okay. I only took one photo of the food from the burger place, and it was only because I was so magically blown away by probably the greatest grilled cheese I've ever eaten. I got like a burger, I got a grilled cheese, I got like one or two other things just to like try a bunch of stuff. Like the burger was really good, but this was probably the best grilled cheese I've ever eaten. Like, not even joking. They did this thing where they like made extra cheese on the side and like burnt, like obviously like crispified it, and then you folded it over the bread. So the bread was perfectly cooked, and the crunchy outer oh my god. Dude, I almost went back and ordered like 3 of those. Like, just that. Actual day of event. Ready? So I had the early red carpet time. Because it's a red carpet time, and like I remember seeing the times, like it was like 3:05, 3:10, 3:15, and mine's scheduled for 3 o'clock. I'm like, I don't want to be late, like I need to be there at 3. So I'm sitting there in the hotel lobby, like all dressed. I'm like in my full suit, which I think I only took one photo. There might be some photos that I can get, but this is all I have. So I was sitting in the hotel lobby, literally like on my phone, ready to hit the button to order this Uber, right? Because I was like, okay, I need to be perfectly timed with it so I can show up like right at 3, so I'm not like too late and I'm not too early, whatever. And so, you know, within like I gave like a 3-minute give or take, right? So I ordered the Uber, and the guy shows up, and I walk out, and I get in, and 2 of the valet drivers of my hotel hit each other. Like, there's like a circle, right? And they just go boom, and so they stop, and they get out, and they start talking to each other, and then they go inside, and they left the cars in the way. So we got stuck for like 10 minutes. And let me tell you, this Uber driver lost his mind. He literally just sat there with his hand on the horn, just like yelling out the window. And I was like kind of in the back, just like this, because I'm just not really like that, you know. Like I get road rage as much as the next person, right? Like I get annoyed at shit all the time, but not like, you know, go crazy, you know, start screaming at people, you know, lean on the horn type of road rage. I just see someone do something I'm stupid, I'm like, you like, you know, like it's very, I don't know, maybe it's more tame. I don't know if it's just a different style. But this guy was going bananas, and I'm sitting in the back trying not to, like, you know, I'm like, oh god. So we get stuck for like 10 minutes. This dude drove, like, did the most illegal I've ever seen. I had an estimated time of arrival of 3:10. I got there at 3:02. You know, like intersections are like this, and then you have like a left lane to turn left, and it has like an arrow. Bro, there was an intersection like this, okay? And we came in from over here. So not on the intersection, but like right next to it. And this is like this. And there's a line in the left lane to take a left. This guy, I'm not with you, went out into the lane. We needed to take a left. And the arrow is red. He literally just goes in front of all the cars and just takes the left. I was like, oh my god. I couldn't tell you how many times that like we went on the opposite side of the road. And how many times, like, you know, like people, like someone's like kind of in the middle, so he like didn't go on the sidewalk, but like like as close to the sidewalk as possible, like the little like white line that's not actually like a breakdown lane. It's like the very small median that's supposed to be left there, like almost like a bike lane. It was wild. Like, but I grew up in Boston. I've seen people drive like crazy. I've showed you guys the thing before. I had an Uber driver back up on the highway, like on literal 95 South. So like, I seen some in my day. I wasn't even that phased. I was just more impressed, if anything. This guy got me there, like within like 3 minutes. And so I was like slightly late, but I got there, and I'm checking in. I go through security, and they didn't have my card. So like everyone gets a card. I have it actually in my bag somewhere. I haven't unpacked yet. You get a little card though. It says like what table you're at and all this stuff. And they're like, we don't have your card. I'm like, what? And they're like, I was like, uh-oh. And they're like, yeah, we just don't have it. And I was like, what does that mean? And they're like, well, we can't tell you where to go. And I was like, I took screenshots beforehand of what the reservation said, so I knew my table, I knew my seat, I knew my time, I knew everything. So I had it on my phone already. I was like, does it just look like this? And I like flashed it to the two girls that are working the table. And they're like, yes, it actually does look like that. You could just use your screenshot. That actually works perfect. So I was like, yeah, let's go. And they're like, yeah, you can go on in. And I was like, well, I kind of need my license back. It's like, they took my license, and they're like, what? I'm like, my license? And they're kind of like looking at me like, what do you... They realized they hadn't given me my license back. So they're looking at me like I'm stupid. I'm like, I need that to go home. And then they're like, she turns and looks because she'd put it under the, like, you know, she was like flipping through the pages. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And like hands me back. I was losing it. I was trying not to laugh. I was like, yeah, no, it's fine. I get it. It happens. And so I go in, and then there's like, this big wall. You know, there's this big wall, and it's like all the red carpet people. It's someone who I don't really know. And then it's Hassan, Young Gravy, Amaranth, Ludwig, XQ. Actually, was XQC there yet? He walked in like right after. I don't know if he was already there and I just hadn't seen him, but Young Gravy was there. Yeah. Actually, Young Gravy and Amaranth were holding hands. So that was interesting. Did I meet Young Gravy? We'll talk about all that in a minute. I walked in. I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I was instantly a little intimidated. And so someone comes up to me and goes, hi, who are you? And I was like, I'm Flats. I have a 3 o'clock on the carpet. I'm not gonna lie. That one hurt. And they were like, oh, Flats. Oh, yeah. Come stand over here. I was like, thanks. They kind of at least know. So I'm standing there like this. And the guy who by the way, it was like, his name was like Squeaks. That dude was a professional, like an actual true professional. Mods, can you do me a favor? Can you grab the link to the interview if you can? That guy was a true professional. Let me tell you, that guy made it so easy. I'm gonna be real with you. I actually didn't really know who they were. But my God, like when I walked out, I was like, I was like, like, I don't know. And so eventually they're like, you know, there's like 4 cameras, right? Like there was like that's how they were doing like the interviews like back to back to back. It's like there was different stages, like little setups. Like there was one big red carpet with like the big thing in the background. Actually, let me just pull it up.
Here with
oh god, I don't want to watch this again. But basically what you see, chat, is like this banner thing behind was really long. And there was like 4 stages. Sweet Anita, I think, was on one of them. And I don't remember if it was Ludwig and Hassan were on one. I think they were. But like, there was like 3 or 4 stages. And so I was basically standing there with him for a minute. And there was like no queue, or at least I missed it because I was staring down the end. Like I was staring to like Hassan, Ludwig, Amaranth, and Young Gravy doing their interview. So like I was like a viewer for a minute. And so like they started the interview, you'll see. I'm literally not paying attention. Like I'm not looking at him. I'm like, you can see my eyes. I'm looking way over here. Like he just starts talking and I was like, wait, what? Like I was so caught off guard. Like, that's why I want the link to the actual thing. If you guys can find it for me, I think from like Cutie's VOD, because I am not paying attention. I was not paying attention. I was completely caught off guard. They started talking, and I was like, oh, shit. And so I do this interview, and I'm not gonna lie, I was like slightly out of breath, because when I got dropped off at the streamer entrance, I didn't get dropped off right at the door. There was like a parking garage next door, and so I had hopped out in front of the parking garage because there was so many other cars and and so I was already a little late, so I'd done a little jog, like a little, you know, like not like run, but like a little like, okay, I kind of gotta get this moving, you know, we kind of gotta get going. I'm already a little bit late. Gone all the way there, and then there was an outside red carpet, but that didn't really get used because it was wet, because it was raining. So like I had to walk down this like little hill in like dress shoes, and it's like wet. So I was like trying to do like little baby steps and stuff. So like I felt like I was like slightly out of breath, you know, but it didn't, you know. Plus, like I was like, oh god, I'm gonna be like on it. I just, you know, I was having a hard time catching it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know if I want to watch this again. I watched it last night because Kitty last night was going through and like rewatching it herself, and I left her stream on when I went to go watch some anime last night, and I got up and went to go to the bathroom, and I'm walking back from the bathroom, like you know, like I'm walking back to the door, and I see me on my screen. I was like, what the f is that? So I sat down, put my headphones on, and she was like rewatching the interview, and I was like, oh, dude. So I ended up watching it. Oh man, that was a mistake. I instantly, I just wanted to crawl away. I just wanted to never turn my stream on again, just disappear, you know. I'll play it for you guys. I'll play it. I'm gonna take my headset off though.
Hey, I'm here with Flats.
Flats was looking
I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to hear it again.
Sort of general feeling, and what are you most excited about for the Streamer Awards today?
I'm kind of just excited to be here.
Nope.
Honestly.
Nope.
From, you know, corner of the internet, Overwatch streamer, where we're kind of on our own little island a lot of times. So there's a lot of names here that I've looked up to.
Okay.
And
You know what?
watched for many
I have to hear it. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna.
years. So I'm very honored to be here, honestly.
Totally fair. What is one streamer you're most excited to see?
Okay, this question I low-key panicked on because I didn't just want to start listing people. So I was like, in my head, I was like, I need to narrow this down to 3.
One streamer I'm most excited to see. Well, I need to see QT so I can say thank you for putting on the whole event.
You can actually see.
XQC, former Overwatch streamer, and probably Ludwig.
Fair.
You could actually see in real time me narrowing it down. And I will say, when I was narrowing it down, I was like looking across the crowd because I was thinking about it. And that's when I spotted XQC for the first time. I didn't see him the first time I had walked in. And I was like thinking about it, and boom!
Totally fair. Well, Lud is just a few rows down, but you can give him a little wave. And I totally.
Thank God that didn't get picked up! Thank fucking God! Oh my God.
Wave.
I literally was like, oh yeah, I'm getting a little starstruck. I don't want to, you know? Like, I thank Jesus that didn't get picked up. Because, like, I was talking, because, like, they said, oh, Ludwig's right there. And they had pointed, and XQC was also standing there. And I was like, nope, I had no idea what was happening. I didn't know, like, I had no clue if they would, like pull, like, they would, like, wave or some shit. I was like, nope, absolutely not. Like, I instantly regretted what I had said at that point.
Totally.
Because I didn't know if, like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know if, like, the question was loaded to be like, oh, are you excited to meet certain people? Oh, here they are. And then, like, you know what I mean? Like, because I had saw who was standing there and they weren't in the shot anymore. They were off to the side. And so, like you could actually see in that moment, like, every single brain cell I have left, all 10 of them fired at once.
Fair. And then I also saw that you're nominated for an award today. Could you talk a little bit about that?
I'm nominated for FPS Streamer of the Year, but I'm a tank player, so I'm not really sure if they know I can't really aim.
God, why the f did I say that?
No, I mean, as long as that's cool, then, you know, I'm excited to at least be nominated and be here.
Fair. Who in your nomination is someone that you look up to and you would be like, you know, this person also deserves some sort of recognition?
I mean, that whole category is...
I left out Asu. I was like, I knew everybody was in it, When I was trying to figure out if I want to go through everybody individually and like say something a little bit nice about them, because I actually like knew every single person in there. Like Super, I'll talk about. I got to hang out with Super a little bit. Super was fucking so cool. But like, you know, like I was like, I didn't know if I want to say a little bit something about, like, because I've watched Summit for years. AC was insane. I used to watch AC when I was like playing Apex and stuff. I was like panicking because I was like, how much time am I supposed to take? Am I supposed to take too much time? Am I answering questions too slow? Am I going too fast? You can actually in real time watch my brain go a million miles an hour, and then I leave out Asu.
Stacked from Summit to Scump to Super, who, you know, Super's been dominating our game.
You see it. It comes back online where I should probably say something nice about everybody, you know?
Many years.
Because like I actually like all these people.
Honestly, all of them in certain ways. Asu as well. I didn't mean to leave one out. So honestly, anyone could take it home. My bet's on probably Scump, but hey.
I thought for sure it would be Scum because he retired.
Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, totally fair. I mean, I know this is a big year as well, especially for Overwatch with the Overwatch 2 release. Can you talk a little bit about how that impacted your stream?
Sure. Actually, back in like August, I would say I was like a 5 on a bad day, 800 viewer streamer on a good day. And you know, now it's a lot higher depending on drops and stuff like that. And it's been very
say it like that.
because you see,
It sounds so conceited saying a lot higher.
the whole game.
I just didn't know what my average is nowadays, because on some drops it can hit 20K, and then some days it's like fucking 2. I don't even know what I average anymore. I didn't know what to say, so I just said it's higher.
Explode really fast from what was a dead Overwatch 1 where nobody wanted to play it to hundreds of thousands of people excited to play Overwatch 2, and being able to teach it to them and show them this game has been a really nice experience.
Well, amazing. We're so glad you're here, and I just wanted to go ahead and throw back to Ludwig.
Yeah, so after that chat, there was like a bar circle area. It was like a waiting area and then like a little bar. And there wasn't a whole lot of people there yet. So I went over to the bar and got a water. And there was like 3 tables. There was 3 bar tables with 2 chairs. So I took one. I was like, I did. I'm really glad I did. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Okay, like this is gonna get kind of sad for a sec. There was actually a small point where I regretted going. And hear me out on this, okay? Don't freak out until you hear the end. Let me talk, okay? It was kind of sad for me because I always have had this, like, I don't want to bother you type of mentality. It's the Bostonian in me. It's like very New Yorker and very Bostonian, very New Englander of, I'm very much a I don't bother you type of person. And so like, I don't want to make people uncomfortable. I don't force conversations. I'm not a networker. You know, like people like they go up and they're like, oh, hey, how are you doing? Like, I'm so-and-so, you know, who are you? You know, I ain't one of those people, man. I'm not. I really don't do it. I don't like doing it. I know what, like, you know, there's some people that think it's disingenuous. I don't think it's disingenuous for people to do it. I just personally don't like doing it. It's just not for me. And a lot of like award shows like that are sort of networking events. And I'm just not that type of person, man. The opposite of Jonas, kind of true, but I'll get to that in a minute. So, as people are coming in, I know nobody. I literally didn't know anyone. I didn't know a single person. And like, more and more people coming in. And I saw some people, I knew a lot of people I recognized, right? God, I don't know how to say the second half of her name. Her name was like Emma. I just see her on Twitter all the time, but I saw like Emma, like, I saw her. And like, she was so well dressed. Like, she literally looked like an Italian rock star type of thing. Emma Langevin. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. It's like Emma. It makes me think of Eva. It's, you know what I mean? Like, cause it's Langevin. It's like the same way you say Eva's name. But I felt bad for a minute because I realized I was like almost half staring. Because like she had like this like velvet suit on, and I was like, that looks so fucking cool. And has like the red hair on top going. Like I've never seen somebody IRL that actually looked like a movie star before. And I was like, that is legitimately just like impressive. Like I was like, holy. And I started having that feeling of like, I don't know what you'd call it, like inadequacy. It's kind of like, I was like, holy shit. I do not compare to these people at all. And so, because I'd already walked by like Hassan and Ludwig, and I was like, well, you know. Imposter syndrome? Maybe. Yeah, I guess imposter syndrome, kind of. I have it actually really, really bad. I don't talk about it very often, but I have it so bad. It's actually insane. But this was actually almost like a confirmation, because I was like, oh my god, like, I am not in the same universe as these people. And I really, at the end of the day, it really is kind of true. Like, our little section of Overwatch is so small compared to the other, like, outer great gaming community. Literally, like, nobody knows us. Like, I'll get to that, though, in a minute. But yeah, as it got more and more packed, more people came in. I was so glad I grabbed that table, man. I'm not gonna lie, I am so glad, because I was just on my phone. I actually just kind of like gave up for a little bit and just went on my phone. I'll admit it. That was probably when I was kind of a little bit like, man, maybe I shouldn't have went. And I thought about that was like that for about an hour and a half. But I knew Jonas was coming at like 4:30, so I was like, I'll just say hi to him, you know, whatever. Well, actually, someone asked if they could sit at my table, and I was like, yeah, I don't care, that's fine. And you know, it's actually kind of funny. I never got their name, but I had actually kind of was watching them. Because I'm a very observant person, like I kind of just like notice that's happening. I don't know if they were doing it on purpose, but they were like wearing this like really nice white suit. And like every time they like walked, they'd just do these like 360s. Like they were just like constantly 360ing around. And I was kind of like laughing to myself, because like, not like laughing at them, I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, wait, are they doing that on purpose? Or like, you know, like I was kind of like, it was kind of like they were literally Borpa spinning. And it was funny to me. And so like that was the person that came to my table, and I didn't catch their name, but a couple other people, cranking 90s IRL. A couple other people came over, and this one girl came over. She's told me her name, but it was too quiet, and I'd already asked once. I was like, what'd you say? And like, so I just couldn't ask again. I couldn't do it. Like I physically couldn't do it. But like they wanted to put their drinks down, and she's like, are you shy? I was like, I honestly just don't know anyone here. I'm not like a conversation forcer. But she told me that she had recognized me from like shorts and stuff like that. But like wasn't an FPS streamer, so like doesn't follow that stuff. So that was kind of cool. But at that point, I was still very much in my own little like, okay, I'm kind of like, you know, I'm very much just not a conversation forcer. I'm not really like that type of guy. And there was a lot of people there that like I knew of, but I don't know them, and I didn't want to be that guy who walked up to you and be like, hi, like I'm so-and-so random Overwatch streamer. I watch a lot of your content though. Like I don't know. I know it's me in my head, but it's just how I am. A little after that though, Jonas walks in, and so I go to say hi to Jonas. And then Super walks over, and I say hi to Super. And Super brought me back into life, I will say, because I was kind of feeling like at that point. But seeing a friendly face that I could actually relate to for like 20 minutes, that was a good time. Like Super was really cool. Cause I've talked to Super a bunch before, but like I've never had like a actual conversation with him for like multiple minutes, you know, like for like continuously talking about. And we talked about a bunch of stuff, which was really cool. But Super introduced me to a couple people that just like came over to say hi to him. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. Hey, yeah, go. I'm gonna just say it right now, dude. Super was gassing me up to people, and I was like, dude, wow, what the f? Like, I don't know if that's totally true. This guy was talking like I was like the greatest human on the planet, and I was like, yo, bro, like, yo, this is so nice, dude. You gotta do that, man. Like, I was, you know what I mean? Like, an actual true walking W. Like, Simple came over, and I didn't really know them that well. And like Super's like, yeah, this guy's had like a crazy year. Like he's like talking about all this stuff I've done. I was like, I didn't even know Super knew all this. Like to be honest with you, again, imposter syndrome type. You know what I mean? But I was like surprised, you know, because I've always liked Super. I just, you know, no good. Like we play the same role, so like playing Overwatch together is kind of a little bit tough. And two, we stream at different times, don't bump into them every often. You know what I mean? We don't really, our little circles don't really collide that very often. So I will say though, I wouldn't say I was in the mood to leave, but I had the fight or flight going for a little bit where I was like, this isn't for me. I don't think I relate to anyone here. No one really knows who I am. You know, I don't want to be that person who forces conversations with random people. Maybe this was a mistake. Super was the person who brought me back out of that, because I was genuinely in that type of mood. And that's nobody's fault but my own, but just me telling you what goes on in my head. Then Jonas came back, and Jonas was like, I come say hi to you and you ditch me? And I was like, nah, dude, you have no idea. I've been here for an hour and a half, and I've talked to one person who, like, I'm not even sure if they, like, just felt bad. And then someone I know comes over. Don't you hit me with that shit. Jonas was cool. Jonas introduced me to, like, tons of people. That guy is like a social f***ing butterfly. Complete opposite of me, though. I'm just... Like once I talk to people, like, you know, like it's fine. Like I'll open up, like we can talk about whatever. But I ain't the person who's like tap 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 on your shoulder, like, hey, how are you? Like, or just like walk over to random circles, like, oh hi, how are you? Just hey me. I saw a lot of people. Like I saw so many people there that I knew of, and like were like really outgoing, cool people, and I met a bunch of people too. That were really nice, really sweet people. But yeah, eventually we ended up kind of going in. Oh, also my phone was dying. My phone was dying apparently. So I texted Retro and I was like, yo, my phone's dying. So Retro was there. And so Retro stole Salty's, and I say stole, and basically he asked him, hey, can I borrow this? He said, yeah. And then he's never getting it back. So I owe him some gifties. But his phone charger, he was gonna get it back, and I actually did bring it to me the next day when I got lunch with Retro, but Retro told me he's not going back there again, so it's mine now. Retro went to ask security if he could give me the phone charger, and security who mega lulled him was like, who's that? So they had, you know, that guy didn't know who I was. But in the circle area up top, there was actually like fans who were on the top level could see all the streamers talking down below. So Retro found me with the charger right as Super came over to talk to me. So Retro spam calling me, and I'm just clicking the button over and over and over. Because my mom would also text me, so I thought my mom was spam calling me for some reason, who I knew was looking around for the streamer awards and shit like that. Point is, though, Retro was trying to drop me the charger, but there was no way we could do it at that point. There was too many people around. It would have actually been kind of dangerous. So Retro spam calling me. I didn't know. It's in my pocket. I just keep clicking the button over and over. But eventually we ended up going inside, and my table was very interesting. Oh man, I forget what his name, but there was one of the people that was up for IRL Streamer of the Year. They were wearing like a white cape. I'm not gonna lie, they looked kind of cool. And I also had Clicks at my table. And that was kind of my realization that it's a very different universe that I'm in. Because Clicks had his own photographer. Like a person that was invited to sit next to him with a giant ass camera. And this dude was like getting up and walking around the table, like taking photos of him from every angle, like while he's eating food. And like, listen, man, I ain't one to judge, but I was like, we're eating salad, bro. Like, is this really like a big content moment? And I think he realized, and he was like, hey man, I'm just eating. Like, we don't gotta do this right now. And the cameraman was like, oh, and like sits down. I don't think anyone else at the table noticed, but I saw him, like, I come like, hey dude, I'm just like eating food. Can we like chill? And like the guy goes, oh, and like sits down. I was trying not to laugh. I was like, oh my God, like that's so fucking funny. And I felt bad because I was like, I wonder if he saw me kind of like looking, because you know my facial reactions chat. I'm not like judging him, but I'm watching this dude walk around the table. And I'm like looking at like him, like trying to see what he's doing, and I'm looking back at the camera guy, you know, and I was like, bro, he's just eating a salad. Like, is this really content? Like, I know you guys are Fortnite streamers. You guys got tons of content. No way, this is real, right? That was probably when I really got the click that I'm in a different universe than most of the other streamers here. Because, like, you know, people are getting up and walking down to the front row and, like, saying hi to a bunch of people. And, you know, like the table in front of me was, like, Choco Bars. Who else is this table in front of me? Oh, my God. There was a ton of people in front of the table in front of me as well. I'm just kind of blanking. But yeah, I just wanted to just have a good time. So like the show was awesome. There was definitely some shenanigans, but I kind of didn't realize what was happening. There were some people that were screaming from the crowd that I learned later that, oh, that's why they were screaming. Yeah, the DJ set was something. Nah, that dude's an actual trooper. Like the DJ set to you guys, I guess, was just sounding like kind of bad. But his thing got stuck. Like his computer was stuck. You didn't notice it for like a minute and a half, and he was like, "Is this shit like stuck?"
Much love and respect, Flash.
And he knew it was stuck, and he was like, and then he just started like freestyling over it, and it was actually like fire. It was actually really good. For the improv, he killed it. He actually straight up killed it. But I actually was watching him panic like in real time, because I was like, the beat's not changing, and like he's like reaching around, he's like going under, and he's like trying a bunch of things. Like I could tell like it wasn't going well, like something was wrong. But yeah, honestly though, I didn't even notice it until like 2 minutes in. I was like, okay, there is something wrong, you know. The award show, I think, kind of spoke for itself. I didn't like do anything. The only thing that was hilarious was the food. Have you guys seen what the food looked like? The food was funny as shit. So my only problem with the food was the dessert. I don't have a photo, so I won't be able to show you guys. I went up and went to the bathroom at that point, and to get the phone charger from Retro, who also wasn't there yet. Okay, this was the food. This was the main course. Ready? It was fancy mac and cheese, tater tots, chicken fingers, but it was actually like all super high quality. It was all super high quality, but dude, I was kind of losing it. I was like, wait, is this real? Like, so I'm not. They know their target audience real though. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't even mad. I was actually pretty happy. I was like, hey, you know what, dude? I'm in. I like it. You guys didn't have a menu or something? No. There was like no ordering. You didn't get to just like, oh, hey, I would like this. You know, like they just brought. When I got back though, dude, I was actually so upset. They gave me 2 desserts. They gave me 2 of the desserts, and they took all my silverware. So I got 2. I got lucky. I got 2 of like the nice like desserts, and I couldn't eat them because I had no silverware. And I asked them for silverware, and I had also asked them for water about 35 minutes ago, and nothing ever came. They took the spoons, forks. They didn't even leave knives. Everything was gone. They took all of it. So I just had to sit there and stare at them. And I didn't want to be that fucking guy and take my finger into the fucking frosting and go, you know? Because, like, one, I'm sitting at the table with the guy who's the cameraman, and he's been holding the camera the entire time. And so I'm like, yeah, this is probably going to look kind of weird, you know? And I also don't know, like, any of these people, you know? Let me tell you, chat. Okay, I need to have 1 second. I'm not going to lie to you, chat. Not ego, nothing, but the real moment that it set in that I'm just not. We're in our own world, chat. We really are. We really are in our own little world. And even, you know, having success in Overwatch is very different than having success in their streaming world. When they did the nominations, not a single person said it. Like, literally nobody knew who I was. Not a single person. The only person who said something was one of Jonas's friends from Valorant who was sitting at my table. They just, like, screamed. And they were kind of a homie. They were cool. They were cool the entire time. Like, they were awesome. But that was probably the most embarrassing moment of the night for me personally. Was wow, holy f***. Like, not a single person in this whole place knows who I am. It actually sounded like the crowd popped. No, it was literally one person. I'm not joking. It was like, okay, that's not true. It was technically 3 people. It was. There was another streamer at my table. I honestly forget their name. They were with somebody else. And then them. They were literally the 3 people. Crowd cheered for you. It was literally 3 people down below Retro. It was only 3 people. I ain't gonna lie. That one hit. That one hit right here. And I was like, damn, dude. I ain't even gonna lie, dude. My ego doesn't get hurt like that very often. I wasn't here for an ego boost. Like, I really wasn't. I was just kind of here to just see what happens and have a good time. But that was the shot. That was the first shot of the night. Like the first. Actually, no, that was the second shot of the night. The first one was at the bar thing. Did you win the streamer awards? Yeah, shut your mouth. Don't you come in here. Okay, hold on. I gotta pull it up. This mother tweets out, bro. At this rate, off season's gotta be rigged against me or something, and it's all of his. Shit. It's not cringe, guys, right? Huh? Please, you missed one in the layoffs. Gets laid off. Like, just the king of jinxing. And then I said it's actually impressive at this point. Oh, wrong one. And he goes, rooting for you at the streamer awards. Little bastard, dude. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think I was winning that anyways. But just one last little icing on the cake. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was like the second moment of the night where I was like, wow, I do not fit in here. And I will say, like, okay, that is kind of like the theme. I don't want to go like too in depth because it's like mostly in my own brain. But I've never felt more inadequate in my whole life than I did at that event. Because like there were so many people there that were like massive big streamers. Everyone's extremely well dressed. Everyone's super attractive. Like they all look phenomenal. They all are outgoing. All talk to each other. They have like all these like cliques and they all know each other. Dude, that was like the moment that I was like, wow, holy f***. I am literally on my own little island in Overwatch. which is okay. I don't mind that. I actually don't mind it, but it really kind of hit a little different at that moment. So the rest of the event was cool. There was a lot of outbursts and stuff, and I don't want to get into the controversial stuff, but you know, that I'm sure you guys have heard. And I was kind of like, oh, you know, like these were all people that must be all friends with each other, because I couldn't imagine screaming out in the middle of one of these. Like, I feel like that's like, you know, I feel like that's kind of a little, I don't know if I want to say rude, but it's, you know, like, it's like you don't want to ruin someone else's time in the sun for something they've been doing, you know? So after the event, I went outside, so like everyone went to talk to each other at the end. Like everyone goes down the front, like that's what I saw. Jonas really fast, and he was like, oh, I'll see you at the after party and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I took that as the international sign of, hey, I'm gonna go talk to people, I'll see you later. Even though like I didn't really like plan to go hang out with him. I kind of like just I was walking up to go see Retro, because Retro had my charger, or a charger for me, and so I had seen him and I was like talking to him really fast. And that's when he was like, oh, you know, so I was like, okay, he's probably gonna go say hi to some people. I don't want to impose on anybody. And I think I saw Super talking to XQC, and I was like, I'm not gonna go near that. I'm not gonna go get into the middle of those. So I went up, and Retro from the top, so like it's like I wouldn't say 2-story, it's like 2.5, maybe 3 stories up. Retro comes over, and so he calls for me, and I like look up, and he's like, what? How am I supposed to get you this charger? And I was like, just drop it, bro. I'll catch it. So Retro throws me the charger from like 3 stories up, and ask him, I caught that bitch. I will tell you right now, ever since I used to have, like, I lost my hands for a long time. Then I realized I actually still have hands, but I just couldn't see. So now that I have glasses, I actually can catch it really well. So I snagged it, easy clap, no problem at all. Perfect tracking on the way down. Score, honestly, probably a 10 out of 10. Like I got the cord with it too. Like the cord didn't fall. I caught it literally perfectly. Basket catch right here, just boom. I was like, okay. They gave us an after party address, but no time on it. So I DM'd Super, and I was like, hey, do you know what time the after party's at? Donut Wall. Okay, before anyone gets upset about the Donut Wall of Super DM'd me back the next day and goes, holy shit, I didn't see this. I'm so sorry. But you at least made it, you know, like. So I eventually just said, F it. I saw someone from UTA, my agency, and they told me they're going now. And, you know, 1 or 2 people from Twitch, they were like, oh yeah, like you can just probably head over, it's fine. I was like, okay. So I ordered an Uber. And I ain't gonna lie, dude, going outside, and it's like everyone from the show, like, you know, like not like the streamers, but like people from the audience. And I was literally standing on the sidewalk with like everybody from the, like a bunch of people from the audience. Not a single person knew who I was. And that was like another little, you know, like, not like no one wanted to bother me, but like, holy, there was a lot of people there. No, the streamers or the viewers who knew who I was, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, though, damn, dude, we really are on our own little island in Overwatch. That's all it was. So I got in my Uber and I leave. First off, I remembered that iPhone released something a while ago called smart charging, and my phone was pretty much dead in the Uber. And about halfway there, I realized it might be on. I checked, and I had only gotten 4% battery charge in the Uber. So I turned it off, and by the time I got there, I got an extra like 30%. So there we go. But it was like up in the hills, chat. Like, I'm telling you, this was at like a I don't know LA pricing, but this was like a $10 million house. Oh my god. First off, it looked like Silent Hill because it was all the fog, but like, never in my life, chat. Like, never in my life. I wish I had photos for you guys, but you couldn't see more than 10 feet in front of you. But good lord, dude. I, like, you know that moment when you're just like, you know what I mean? It was kind of nuts. It was kind of nuts. I was slightly-ish early. Like, I was like one of the first, like, 50, maybe. So it was like, whatever. And I got in, and you know, they have cups. There's like bartenders, and they have cups for drinks. So I grab a cup, and I'm like, yeah, can I just get a water? They're like, oh, we have waters over to the side. Bro, they had the waters that were this big. They were this big, but the cups for drinks were this big. I was like, bro. So they hand me a water. It's this big. I literally went. It just disappeared. I was like, dude, I was so annoyed because I didn't want to go back around. I was like, dude, all I want is water, dude. I'm dying. That's all I want. I met my Twitch partner manager. We're talking for a bit. I met this guy, Charlie, who is actually someone who I had talked to when I was looking at like agencies and stuff like that. It was one of the few people that actually wanted to have a conversation with me. Was interested in me. That dude's really, really cool. I respect that guy a ton. So we were talking about a bunch of stuff. Eventually Jonas comes, eventually Super comes, me and Super are talking for a bit. again, it was nice to see Super. Like, I'll say this, like, seeing Super every once in a while in that really kind of, like, grounded me back in again, because I was starting to, like, have that outer body, like, I don't deserve to be here experience, and then seeing Super and, like, kind of, like, having the chat with him, because, like, dude, I don't want to say he's just like me, but, like, we're very, like, being two Overwatch streamers, there was a lot we kind of have in common in that way. So it was cool seeing him, but I eventually went outside, because it was so warm inside. Actually, I don't remember what his actual name is, but he won an award. His name's like beef, I want to call it beef cake, but it's like beef something. He won one of the awards. He actually came in and talked to me outside. We actually chatted for a bit. That dude was really cool. Meat Canyon. I said beef, Meat Canyon. Meat Canyon, yeah, that guy was really cool. He was also kind of dying inside, so he came out and we were just like chatting for a little bit. That dude was actually really cool. Have you seen his stuff? I haven't. We were talking about YouTube, we talked about Twitch, we were talking about a lot of stuff. He actually talked about how he wanted to live in New England and Boston, and he talked about how beautiful it was up here, and that dude was cool. I'll say that. That dude, I had a good time talking to him. That was one of the few people that I actually got to meet and have like a long conversation with. That was a good dude. And John's introduced me to a bunch of people. Like I met like Myth and stuff, but like, you know, they're all like they're all talking to lots of other people, and like they're all catching up with people and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, I never really got I didn't really like click with anybody, if that makes sense. Meat Canyon was probably one of the few people I actually kind of clicked with a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. We were all outside, and then eventually inside became 2 packs, so outside started getting packed. And I saw the incident people talk about, the propane lamp, like tiki torch looking thing. I saw that happen.
Good morning.
I saw
Good
it.
luck on your games today, Flat.
That was very interesting, to say the least. I thought for sure that thing was coming down, and it spent the rest of the night like this. So like it's like a pole that stands like this, and like pushed it over so it like sat like this for the rest of the night. But it's like a propane torch, so it was still on. That looked like a hazard. I was like, I actually went over to it at one point, like took a look at it, and I was like, dude, like this is not a joke. Like you should not be with this thing. To be honest with you, you probably should have just turned it off right away, left it for like 30 minutes to cool down, and then either moved it or what, because like that thing could have probably fell at any time. I don't know how it's connected. I don't know if it has like safety features in it, but I don't know. I saw the almost pushes a few times. I was actually right next to it. I was actually right next to the almost pushes at one point. That was something. I saw a lot of but like, you know, I was kind of in my own little world, and I was like, oh, they're all just having a good time with each other. Like, I don't know these people. They must be just like good friends. Like for example, if I was with J3 somewhere, right? If I was just J3 somewhere, if I was like gonna pretend to do something with him, I'd probably have like a death grip on him and like push him a little bit, but like he would have never left my hands, you know? So like, I'm like, oh, maybe they're just f***ing around, they're just having a good time, you know? Like, but there was definitely some interesting that was kind of going on. But I'll be real with you, chat. At the end of the day, I actually didn't feel like I feel like at every event you just sit back and observe the strange. I really do. I actually really do. I'll be real with you, chat. I really just don't feel like I fit in. I just don't. And I'm not gonna force people's conversations and force people's stuff. So I eventually, like, after standing for so long, I wasn't feeling that great. I was pretty tired. I was like, Jonas, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I ain't feeling the best. And to be honest with you, I don't want to rely on you to introduce me to a bunch of people. You don't deserve that. I don't feel like, you know, like, I know it's mostly in my head, but that's just me. So I said, listen, bro, hey man, I ain't feeling the best. I appreciate for all you did, and all you did teaching me, like, you know, showing me the ropes. But I think I'm probably gonna go, you know. I'm probably gonna head home early. He was like, hey man, do what you want to do. You know, I hope you had fun, all this stuff. And so I went to leave, and I called an Uber, and I was in the alleyway on the way out, and I heard Cutie talking to somebody, and she was like, kind of sounded a little bit distressed. And like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like that girl had everything going on in the world. But it was the one time I got to say something, and I was like, Cutie? And she's like, yes, hi. And I was like, oh, hi, I'm Flats, like, thank you so much for having me, all this stuff. And she was like, oh my god, like, I'm so sorry, like, I'm just, like, things are, like, really crazy right now, like, you know, thank you for coming, all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I left right as it got shut down, apparently. Like, I heard her say, it's gonna get shut down, like, as I was leaving. Like, I have the worst luck on the planet, but impeccable timing. I've always had the worst luck with the best timing with everything. And so I left right before. Literally right before. So, at the end of the day, chat, I felt bad, and I felt kind of like, I don't know, I felt kind of down. I felt kind of sad that I went home early. And I won't lie, at first, when I went back to my hotel room, I thought to myself I probably would never go again. Not that I didn't have fun. I think QT did an amazing event, but I don't know if it's just for me. I just didn't know anybody. I just felt very outsider-ish. But I will say, though, the impeccable timing of leaving, I then felt like I didn't really miss out on much, and the more that I've thought about it, I now would consider it, you know? I think it was still a good time.